Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and today we're going to do a step-by-step tutorial video on a chocolate coffee body scrub. This is great for beginners, so you can follow along with me. I'll show you step-by-step on what you need to do. So let's get our stuff together and I'll see you in a minute. First, let's go through the supplies that you're going to need and the tools you're going to need for this video. So start with a really large bowl, and you're going to want a scale that you can fit this bowl on top of like that. So when you're doing your measurements for the ingredients, it fits on top and it works perfectly. You're going to need a whisk and a spoon. You're going to need some alcohol that you're going to begin by spraying all of your equipment down with the alcohol and your workspace, and then taking a clean paper towel. You're just going to wipe everything and make sure that everything is nice and clean. You'll also want to get a little beaker. It doesn't matter if it's plastic or glass, because you're going to want to use it to measure out your fragrance. And this is going to be a chocolate themed video, and I've got a chocolate themed playlist that I'm making up for chocolate gifts for Easter and Valentine's Day, or any other time you want to make something chocolate, because I know lots of people love chocolate, including myself. Now, your ingredients. We are going to use some sugar. So I've just got a bag of sugar. You can use any type of sugar you want. Raw sugar, white sugar, brown sugar, whatever. It doesn't matter. And I have some freshly ground coffee in this container. So if you don't have ground coffee, go ground yourself some and then come back and let's continue on. I am going to use sunflower oil with this recipe, but it doesn't matter what kind of oil you use. Use something nourishing that you like for your skin. You can use coconut oil if you want. You just have to make sure that it is in a liquid form before you make this recipe. So if you're making it in the winter or cooler weather, or you live in a cooler climate, make sure you melt it before you add it to the recipe. Otherwise it's just not going to work, because we're not using heat on this. We're just mixing straight into the bowl. Okay, you will also need, of course, chocolate fragrance oil, or if you don't want to use chocolate fragrance oil, you don't have to. You can just use the coffee and the cocoa powder as the fragrance for it, because cocoa powder and coffee themselves have a lovely fragrance. With our bowls on top of our scale. Okay, when you turn your scale on, it's going to go to 0. When you put your bowl on top of your scale, it weighs out the bowl. So make sure you push tare to get it back to 0 before you begin. And you can mix directly into the bowl, and we're going to. So when I say tare your scale, what I mean is make it go 0 again by pushing the tare button. So you'll often hear me say that. So I'm just moving it so you can see very clearly what I am going to do. Now, to begin, we're going to start with our sugar. Just moving a few things around. Take your sugar and weigh into the bowl 200 grams. I'm just weighing out 200 grams into my bowl. You don't need to worry about the clumps. Now that our sugar is weighed into our bowl, we need to tare our scale, and then we're going to add 100 grams of coffee ground up. So ground your coffee beans and add 100 grams into your bowl just on top of your sugar. Perfect. Huh. Look at that. Perfectly 100 grams. I did not plan that. Okay, tare our scale again and weigh into your bowl 30 grams of cocoa powder or raw cacao. It doesn't matter which you use. Both are fine to use in this recipe. So I am just measuring out 30 grams. Okay, good. Next, tairing our scale again so that it reads 0 before we pour in 70 grams of sunflower oil. So just make sure that your scale is at 0, and we're going to slowly pour in 70 grams of oil. All right, take your bowl off your scale now. We're finished with the large scale, and just put it aside. Now you can mix this now, or you can weigh out your chocolate fragrance oil, which is what I'm going to do. So with our small precision scale, put a beaker on top and ensure that it reads 0 before you pour in your fragrance. And you're going to want to pour in 3 grams of fragrance. Oh, I did too much. This is why we use a clean beaker, so you can just pour it directly back into the bottle if you pour out too much. There we go. Let's put that scale aside. Let's grab our big bowl again. Pour in our fragrance now. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to stir this up. While you're stirring, if you run into any clumps, just push them out with the back of your spoon. And you can alternate between using your spoon and a whisk to incorporate it. And when you've got a nice incorporated consistency like this, it is ready to package. Now you can use a variety of different things to package this. You can use small plastic containers or little glass jars. You can use small bags or large bags. Whatever you choose to use, just ensure that they're washed out, and always spray down with your alcohol and give it a wipe with a fresh piece of paper towel before you package anything. Now, if you're making these for yourself, or your friends, or your family, you don't need to worry too much about the weight. But if you're making these as a product, you need to ensure that you weigh out your jar or like your container before you begin, and tearing it before you fill it up, because you need to know the weight of what the product is to put onto your label. A lot of different countries have different labeling requirements, but it's just good practice to ensure that you put the weight of the product onto the container. Now, if you are making this to sell, you need to make sure that you're wearing gloves, a hairnet, different things, you know, safety things for your customers. But this video is for demonstration purposes, and so I am not wearing them for that reason. I love this coffee body scrub. It's a really nice way to exfoliate your skin without using like plastic beads and things like that. It's natural. So with your product, you can choose to push down and really pack it into the container like this, so you get more in there, or you can leave it light and fluffy. It's really up to you. There are no wrong options or wrong answers. If you choose to pack it down, you'll simply be able to get more into your container, and it's good. So this one is at 251.91, so I can say that there's 250 grams of product in here, and I can pop my lid on. Seal it nice and sealed up. I need to push it with my hand. There we go. And then we've got a nice product there, and we can put a label on it, or a label on the side, or both, and it's ready to go. I hope you enjoyed making these with me. I had a lot of fun doing it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Be sure to check out the chocolate playlist that I have made up with various different tutorial videos for you. And if I can be of any help, leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and have a really wonderful day. Have fun making this. See you later. Bye.